Ladies and gentlemen, we will start our webinar shortly. Honorable Board of Directors of SEAMOLEC, Honorable Speakers, Partners, and Committee of the Regional Webinar, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. We wish everyone in good health today. Let me introduce myself. My name is Firdan Ristiana, and I am honored to be your Master of Ceremony for the opening of SEAMOLEC Lecture Series, or Smiles Now virtual event. With the theme Unlocking Potential, SEAMOLEC is citing new courses in 2023. First of all, allow me to welcome all of you and express our sincerest gratitude and appreciation for your participation in this. The webinar is conducted in celebration of SEAMOLEC 26th anniversary today. SEAMOLEC was first established on February 27, 1997 in Jakarta to serve the Southeast Asia region, particularly in the field of Open and Distance Learning, or ODL. Through this webinar, we will be introduced to a SEAMOLEC new course title, which will be offered for free to public in the years 2023. There are 6 course titles will be explained today. They are Gamification in Online Learning, Metaverse for Immersive Learning, Interactive Learning through Social Media, Micro-learning, Internet of Things and Robotics, and UA and UX design. Ladies and gentlemen, now allow me to present the agenda of our opening ceremony. We will first have the welcome remarks by SEAMOLEC Director, continue to two-speaker session. In session 1, we will bring interesting topics which are relevant with the pedagogy for the digital learners. While in session 2, we will present 3 courses related to harnessing technology and post-pandemic education, followed by a summary of the webinar by SEAMOLEC Deputy Director for Program. We will also have winner announcement of SEAMOLEC testimonial competition at the end of the webinar. To begin the ceremony, ladies and gentlemen, let us now enjoy the presentation of Simio Color. Proceeding to our agenda, may I invite Director of SEAMOLEC to give welcome remarks as to officially open the webinar. Dr. Wahyudi, the time is yours.
Thank you very much, Mbak Firda, our delightful MC today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day, everyone, and welcome to SMILES, the SEAMOLEC mini lecture series. Today, we are excited to celebrate our 26th anniversary and to share with you some of the exciting new courses that we will be offering in 2022. This year's courses are designed to help educators and learners stay ahead of the curve in the rapidly evolving landscape of education. In part 1 or part A of our series, we will explore pedagogical approaches that are tailored to the needs of modern learners. These include gamification in online learnings, immersive learnings, and interactive learnings through social media. In part 2 or part B, we will examine how technology can be harnessed to transform post-pandemic educations. Our 3 new courses in this area will cover micro-learnings, the Internet of Things and Robotics, and UI and UX designs. We believe that these courses will empower our educators and learners alike to unlock their full potential and succeed in the ever-changing world of education. In addition to SEAMOLEC mini lecture series, there are 2 upcoming events that I would like to share with you, and hopefully you will be interested. The first one is a regional webinars on reimagining open distance learning in Southeast Asia, which will take place on March 8, 2030. Please save in your calendars. This webinar will explore new approaches to open and distance learning in our region's context, with a focus on leveraging technology to improve access and quality of educations. Experts from across the regions will share their insight and experiences, and participants will be able to engage in discussion and exchange best practices. And the second one is on Internet of Offlines, promoting digitalizations in remote areas. This will take place on March 14th, and this webinar will examine strategies for promoting digitalization and connectivity in remote areas where internet access is limited or maybe non-existent. Experts from around the world, this is very our class, will share their experiences inside, and also, of course, the participant, you have the opportunity to learn about innovative solutions and best practices as well. Both webinars promise to be informative and engaging, and we encourage you all who those interested in open distance learnings and digitization to participate. And finally, on behalf of everyone here at SMILES, I would like to extend our sincere thanks to the SEAMOLEC teams, the speakers, and of course, our beloved participants for making this event a success. We hope that you found the lectures informative and inspiring, and that you are now better equipped to tackle the challenges of education in 21st century. So, let's get started and explore the exciting new courses that SEAMOLEC has to offer in this year 2020. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope you enjoy the series. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Back to our MC, Mbak Firda.
Thank you, Dr. Wahyudi, for the remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, proceeded to the main agenda. We have 2 sessions on this webinar. Session 1, Pedagogy for the Modern Learners. Session 2, Harnessing Technology in Post-Pandemic Education. Furthermore, I would like to inform you that the moderator of our 2 sessions will be Mr. Victor S.Y. Labotano. Before we start this session, I would like to introduce you to our moderator for this session. Mr. Victor S.Y. Labotano is currently the new manager of SEAMOLEC Training Division. He was previously held the position of the manager of the Community Partnership Division. Without further ado, now, may I invite Mr. Victor S.Y. Labotano to lead and facilitate session 1. Mr. Victor, time is yours.
Thank you, Firda. Good day, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Director, fellow colleagues from the SEAMOLEC, and our all audience. Welcome to the first session of this webinar, Pedagogy for the Digital Learners. In this first session, we will have 3 speakers that will deliver very interesting topics about new courses in SEAMOLEC, some updates, and then some also new platforms that they will introduce to you to be used in the teaching and learning. And then without any further ado, we will introduce you the first speaker, Mr. Dona Oktanari. In this first speaker, will deliver gamification in online learning. Mr. Dona Oktanari is the course designer and training instructor in training division. He also spent more than 7 years in the research and development. And then in this session, Mr. Dona Oktanari will present about gamification in online learning, where we can learn some about what is gamification, why gamification in online learning, and of course, the purpose of incorporation game elements in learning process. So please, Mr. Dona Oktanari, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Dr. Wahyudi, SEAMOLEC Director, Honorable Ibu Cahya, SEAMOLEC Deputy Director Program, Honorable Bapak Yaya, SEAMOLEC Deputy Director Administration, Honorable all of the committee and my friend in SEAMOLEC, happy 26th anniversary to SEAMOLEC. Good day everyone. Dear participant, it's a pleasure to be here with all of you today. My name is Dona Oktanari and I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak in SEAMOLEC mini lecture series. As an instructional designer in SEAMOLEC, I've had the privilege of working with many institutions that already implement online learning, but in some cases, the course is not too engaged because there are not many activities, just like post a PDF files, reading Word or presentation, and do the assignment. It's a pleasure to share some best practices and insights from various partners I've met. What I will share today will be an option method in implementing online learning. Through this session, I'll be sharing with you some idea how to implement gamification. Maybe for some of you already familiar with gamification or already implement this method, and later we will have a warm discussion for this session. I'm also looking forward to answering your question during the Q&A session, so feel free to ask anything that's on your mind. Thank you again for joining me today, and I hope you find this session both informative and engaging. Okay. Do you all remember the good old days when we used to play games together? What a great way to have fun. Let's relive those memories by sharing the games we used to play back in the day. Please mention your favorite game that you used to play with your friends in the chat box. Okay, please type your favorite games in the chat box. Okay, I'm waiting for your favorite games. Thank you. Okay. If you think back to the days when we were kids and all we wanted to do was play, whether it's hide and seek, jump a rope, playing snake ladder, Monopoly, what else? Riding a bike or anything. Yeah, these memories bring a smile to our face. Yeah? Okay, after you playing the game, at that time, how do you feel? Happy? Enthusiastic? Don't want to stop playing? Forget to eat? Or you can mention other feelings? Actually, with gamification, we want to create an environment where our students can feel the joy of learning. We want our students to be excited and energized when they take on new challenges in learning. We want our children have the same emotion when they play as the same as when they learning. We want our students feel empowered, motivated, inspired, and curious. We want our students to be able to ask questions, explore new ideas, and develop creative solutions in their learning. Okay, we go to the next slide. Do you know this poster? Ever watch the series? Actually, it's a great series, but I don't want to share the story about the series. It is a South Korean television series that premiered on Netflix. The show became the global phenomenon because of the concept, the intricate characters, and the intense plot. The series is about a group of people who participate in a survival game for a chance to win a large cash prize. Yeah, that's a lot of money, large cash prize. There are many games played in this series, but there's a very phenomenal gameplay in this series and become very popular all over the world. Maybe you remember the song, yeah? I will play it for you. Okay. The game is called Red Light, Green Light. Actually, this is the traditional game, but in the series already modified, and we will discuss about it. Okay, in the show, the game involves a large doll with a sensor that is placed at the end of a field. The doll, named Young-hee, is programmed to call out green light to signal the players can move forward, and red light to signal that the player have to stop. And if the player calls moving after the doll has called red light, they are eliminated from the game. Wow. Okay, to make this game interesting, the game environment or exterior is designed, such as the game takes place in open roofed rectangular room with wallpaper, blue sky houses, sandy terrain, the tall Young-hee, the mechanical doll, and also there are 2 circle mask guards standing beside her, and it's very popular, and others. All of this to make the game interesting and fun. But actually in the series it's quite spooky. Yeah? The game mechanics in this game are, within 5 minutes, player must cross the red finish line without getting caught, making even the slightest movement by Young-hee. The player can move if she says green light and stop when she says red lights. If a player moves when Young-hee turns around or doesn't cross the finish line within the given time limit, they will automatically get eliminated from the game. Wow. Okay, so from the previous slide, we can conclude how to play in a game is the same as with game mechanics. Actually, we will use the game mechanics in our learning. So what is the game mechanics? This is the formal element of the game, such as player, number, roles, interaction patterns, objective, procedural rules, resources, conflict, boundaries, outcome, as it's from Fullerton. And the game mechanics we can put in our learning as base for the gamification. We also can choose what kind of game that we want to integrate to our learning. Okay, so what's for the game mechanics in learning? It's to contribute the fun in learning. Students are generally more challenged and entertained when learning missions are turned into play mission. So we prepare a challenge so our student can solve the challenge. And the system allows players to receive immediate feedback. Actually, with this game mechanic, the student also can get the feedback from the teachers. I will explain about the strategies in gamification for learning. The first is point system. Actually, it's a representation of your effort level to show how much progress you have made during your course. And then the badges. The badges is a great way to recognize and reward people's efforts. And then the leaderboards. The leaderboard is great, yeah, for creating competition among students as they want their name to be on the top and study harder as a result. And the last is the challenges. And the challenges is a task that requires a person to put in time and effort to complete something, but failing or doing it the wrong way has no ill effects. Okay, we go to the next slide. Actually, the gamification is different from the game-based learning. Gamification doesn't equate to using or designing a game. It relates to game mechanics and dynamics rather than a game itself. Usually, using or designing games is referred to as game-based learning. So in this course, we will not make a game, but integrate the game mechanics in learning. So how we start? We can start from the lesson plan that we already have. After that, we identify the activities that we can break down into the book of rules. The book of rules is a book that provides a comprehensive guide to the learning activities that already we prepare. And okay, this is the example of the leaderboard. From this, we can give point to the student who already did the learning activities. So from the leaderboard, other student can compete to be the first rank. And also the student can know who the first, who's the second, who the last. So they will be motivated after see others' scores. And this is the one of the example of the gamification in online learning. This course is for teachers that want to implement gamification in learning. We can see here, I already put all of the materials, but when the participant do the activities, they will get the point. In this course, the game we used is Monopoly. You ever have Monopoly? You ever play? Yeah, it's fun, yeah. After they do the activities, they will get the point and the dummy money that they can use to buy the digital property that already provided. To check the active participant, we can see from the leaderboard, so we will also know who is the rich participant. So how about the mechanism? We can see from the book of rules they already prepared. We break down all of the activities and give the point for each activity. Okay, we go to another example. This course is collaborated with SEAMOLEC in language. The course is about teaching methods based on high order thinking skill. Actually, the game used for this course is about traveling around Southeast Asia, but actually virtually, yeah, for the traveling, not real. The game mechanism is mentioned on the book of rules, so if the participant follow the book of rules, they will know about the point for each activity. So they collect the money and they can buy the ticket. After they finish the activities, they will get the money. They can change into the ticket and they can go to the country they want to go. Okay, how about the application that we use? We can use Moodle for the platform. From the previous example, I use Moodle. Moodle already provides some feature implement gamification, for example, level up, have 5P, and stats. Or if you don't use Moodle, you can also use Google Classroom and embed with other apps like Genially, Google Slide, Google Sheet, Quizlet, and others. Okay. Thank you. That's all my material for this session. Thank you for participant joining with me today. Looking forward for the participant to join the gamification in online courses. I really appreciate your interest and hope you found this webinar helpful. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you. Bye-bye.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Dona Oktanari. And then your presentation is very good and very interesting. And then, of course, for me also to see how we can use gamification in online learning in variety of ways and also many or multiple application. And then we can see also some of our or many of our audience participants come not only from the Southeast Asia, but we can see also some even from Bahrain, Manama, and then also the other countries. And then it's very interesting when we can see they are very enthusiastic in respond to the Mr. Dona question about what games that they can use. So we can see many games. And then so for the audience, don't forget we will still have two another speakers in this session. But if you have any questions, please put your questions in the link. You can find the link in the description or in the YouTube comment section. So please find the link, and then you can ask your question right down in the link. Thank you. And then we can also say that in gamification, by hearing the Mr. Dona presentation, can create more engagement and also fun learning, and of course, better understanding of the lesson. Thank you, Mr. Dona. And then now we will go to the second speaker from this first session. The second speaker is Mr. Aji Wicaksono. He will deliver about immersive learning. And then Mr. Aji Wicaksono, I will introduce Mr. Aji briefly. He is a course designer and training instructor in SEAMOLEC. And of course, he's very experienced. He has worked in the marketing and publication, IT division, training division, and even research and development, just as Mr. Dona. So in this session, Mr. Aji Wicaksono will introduce us to the immersive learning, metaverse for immersive learning, what is it look like, and what does immersive learning or what does metaverse do? Is it expected to offer more engagement and immersive experience? So let's see. Please, Mr. Aji Wicaksono, time is yours.
So, virtual space or digital space is being recognized as a place where you can take a look at the scenery or other people, and you're being immersed in this fantasy world. So, it is as well as known as a metaverse. So, a lot of questions, or several questions come up when we talk about metaverse. So, what is metaverse itself? Or can we interact with other peoples instead of it, and besides the peoples, and can we interact with the objects? Or can we implement it to be more than just a social experiment itself? Like, can we connect it with the educations? And have we met the requirements to go to this part of educations and all beyond that? So practically this is what it looks like in our head if we talk about, or some people ask about, the virtual place, or we call it right now by metaverse. So this is metaverse for immersive learning, and once again my name is Aji Wicaksono, and we'll talk a little bit in the upcoming 15 minutes about the metaverse for immersive learning. So we'll start with the video from Mark Zuckerberg. So yes, well, Mark Zuckerberg is well known as the CEO of Facebook and renamed its industry's name to the Meta. Basically, the Meta and Metaverse is a kind of different things. So the Metaverse itself, it comes historically terms with the Greek language, with Meta. It's translated as a beyond, and verse as we know as in universe. So basically, it's people translating into a universe or reality beyond the reality that we live in right now. So in metaverse, basically what it makes a virtual world in the metaverse is that the metaverse have an avatar, or we have to make an avatar based on what we look or not. It's up to us. So, and we can conduct our any kind of social experience like chatting, telephone, playing games, obviously, and do a lot of things that usually that we do in our reality lives. We just do in this virtual space without getting jumped out into the reality world, of course. So being the we already know what it feels to be in the pandemic, so we don't have this many communication with others, so we have to use a lot of tools that make us able communication with others, like we are using Zoom, Google Meet, etc. So basically metaverse is just things just elevated up or leveling up. So how much can we take into the metaverse? So we'll talk about the metaverse. So first, so the metaverse itself is just practically not new things, basically for IT person like me. So this is just some compilation between sums of technology or some previously knowledge that exists before. So basically what metaverse do is that we can embed and practically make a new information that embedded into the virtual world. We make a new information, we can have an activity inside it, and we can do a lot of things inside that, like we can say it a discussing inside the virtual world or inside the metaverse. We can do a learning with other people, and then we can make a community inside of the metaverse itself. So basically it's not a wow as we might perceive in our mind. So it's just collaborating between these things. So this is 7 layers of metaverse. Of course I will not going too deep into it, so basically we have 7 layers, and maybe I will skip out about this layer itself. So this is what metaverse is building up right now. So these 3 technologies are being compiled into one, so it made the word metaverse into right. So these 3 things are Web 3.0, VR and AR, and blockchain. So these practically technologies that exist before is compiled into one and become the metaverse. So the immersive technologies, or we can call it right now, VR, AR, is term for virtual reality and augmented reality. So it is technology that's based, like I said, for making a metaverse right now. So what we already know about VR and AR is the difference just like if VR simplification, I can say as a simplification that the VR or virtual reality is some technology that made you make a Google and you can take a look at or headsets. I mean, it's not Google for industries, or you wearing a headset that make you immersed into the fantasy world. You can use your own devices or the other devices like HTC, etc. So basically, it's just it's a fantasy world that you have to see using headsets, and you are being immersed in that. So for the augmented reality itself is in this name you can already know that is it is converting the information from the conventional world into digital world. So you are overriding the reality that we are looking through the phone or tablet or our device, something like that. We just overriding the reality with the information, the new information, either it's being 3D or not. Basically, it's 3D. So these 2 technologies being called an XR. So the MR mixed reality is basically the combination with between these 2, VR and AR. And top of that, some people will call it XR. So if you are being unsure which one called either it's VR or AR, you can just use the term XR. XR is extended reality. Yes, we usually call it that. So, with using those technology, of course, VR and AR. So, how long or how long we will take to apply it into the education? So basically, it's not new things, and it is not near in near future. It is already implemented in some place that we know in some several different of kind of organizations that we live in. Is I have quite sample on the virtual reality itself. These are videos that shows us about features that make virtual reality for her students. So basically, it takes them into the tip of the ocean without they have to go to the ocean itself. So this is tell us that virtual reality open up new ways into the learning. So we can open up a new possibility in learning. So SEAMOLEC itself have been conducted a research based on the AR and VR. Of course, we have two topics: development with the AR and the VR. So with the AR, we have a chemistry media. I'm sorry, difficulty of speech. And the virtual reality, we have the introduction to power plants, the material based on the VR itself. So with these two research that we've conducted in 2020, we've known that from those students that we researched, that they say that they are feel more engaging into the learning material that they teach using those two technologies. More than engaged, they are feel more fun, just fun. So 50% more fun and more engaging. So I think those are the good things about how to make students learning using the AR and VR. So let me slide into the new slide. Aside from these two research, we already done a lot of things besides these two research, including using a virtual room, or we call it a virtual tour 360. It is a partnership with the vocational high school in Bandung, actually in place West Java. So this make people can take around the virtual place itself and make conducting some chat or discussing with the others. So as a research that SEAMOLEC conducted in 2020, so with the data that shows, according to the Sanzavis, that the impact of the 3D for the learning, it improving the test results by the average of 17%. So there's kind of a lot of improvement that we can get from the newest technology. So that will be an answer to the previous question. Having met the requirement to go to the metaverse. So I think the answer is yes, we already in there. It's just that we need to change how we think right now, because it is just new technology with the new different approach of thinking. And for me personally, metaverse could be new places, new interesting places that give me a little spark of excitement to be living. So this metaverse for immersive learning will be in SEAMOLEC course in near future. I hope I can see you there in near future too. So that's all for me. Thank you. Have a good day and stay safe.
Thank you, Mr. Aji, for your very interesting presentation about immersive learning. So metaverse in immersive learning. So I'll try to have a summary from your presentation. So metaverse is a term used to describe as a convergence of various technologies, including virtual reality, augmented reality, blockchain, and other emerging technologies that's right now. And then this is very interesting points also for teachers and lecturers, since all of us can learn from this emerged technology how to adapt in our teaching and learning activities. And then also regarding the integration of metaverse into our education, I think maybe this is still in the early stages, but there are already many exciting possibility if we could transform the way we teach using this technology. So thank you very much, Mr. Aji Wicaksono, for your presentation. So ladies and gentlemen, for all audience, we will have our third speaker in this first session. But please, if you have any question for the first speaker and then also our second speaker, don't forget to put your question in our question and answer link. So please be informed that the question, do not put the question in the YouTube comment section, but you can find the link of the Q&A in the YouTube comment section and also in the description. So thank you. And then we will welcome our third speaker from this first session, Ms. Sahrani Balkis. So Ms. Sahrani Balkis will deliver a presentation called Interactive Learning through Social Media. So I will introduce to you about our speaker right now. So Ms. Sahrani Balkis is a social media content developer in SEAMOLEC and also training instructors. So she will deliver a presentation about how interactive learning through social media can be used. Like there are some interesting point here about demographics in Southeast Asia and how the young people in Southeast Asia, they are very familiar with the social media. So how we can utilize the social media in teaching and learning, and also the platform that we can use. So without any further ado, we will call and we will give the chance to Ms. Sahrani Balkis. Time is yours.
Hello everyone, I'm Zahrani Balkis, a social media strategist for the Community, Partnership, Marketing and Publication Division of SEAMOLEC. Today I would like to share one of SEAMOLEC's new training programs with you. So first I would like to share the background story of this course. After SEAMOLEC developed a new segment in social media, namely SEAMOLEC Insights, a weekly posting that educates people about open distance learning, education technology, and other educational matters, we found that the response is pretty good. By looking at the engagement and increasing the number of our social media followers, we assume that delivering something educative through social media is quite fun. So we think this is also something feasible to be done in the real classroom. Then we try to find supporting data about internet usage, especially social media usage in Southeast Asia. And then this is what we found. The results mention that research from Global Web Index or GWI shows that 99.6% of Southeast Asia internet users between the age of 16 and 24 use social media every month. So this means students' lives are very close to social media. Then we assume that it's not impossible to make them learn through social media as well. Looking at how popular is social media among young adults, Southeast Asian internet users, we try to find what social media platform actually they use. Which platform is the most popular one? Well, once again, the data holds some surprises. More than a quarter of internet users, aged 16 and 24, said Facebook is their favorite and Instagram ranked second. Actually, both are platforms that we plan to use as well in this course, since SEAMOLEC is also using Facebook and Instagram to share content. We think both are also suitable to use as learning media. But why do we manage to use Facebook and Instagram in this course? After analyzing the characteristics of each platform, we found that Facebook has a special feature that enables users to create a special room to conduct a learning session. By using this feature, we expect that users, or teacher in this case, can manage various learning activities so that it's possible for the teacher to create a more engaging learning session for the students. And what about the Instagram? Instagram actually has a simpler user interface and it's easier to manage than Facebook. It will be easier for teachers to post something to engage with students, like an easy task or discussing something short in the postings. So this platform is really suitable for applying micro-learning typical content. After knowing the character of both platforms, are we done yet? Are participants going to learn only about the platforms? Of course not. First, we want them to understand the characteristic of social media platforms that we will use in this course, when they should use the A platform or the B platforms, what are the plus points of each of them, so that they can determine which platforms is more suitable to conduct certain learning session. After that, we will invite participants to create a content planner and content pillar. The content planner itself is actually similar to a weekly learning plan. And for the content pillar, it's something to categorize content types. Like in SEAMOLEC, we have tips and tricks, ODL or open distance learning facts, 1 minute English with SEAMOLEC, and Did You Know? We also provide participants with tips and tricks to do advanced searching through a search engine. You know, sometimes we need information about certain topics, but while we just Googling it, the result doesn't meet our expectations. So we want to help you in this field. The last one, we also want to share with you how to create an engaging posting with attractive captions. Sometimes we think that captions are only small part of the postings, but actually many people found that captions are important to bridging the reader with the content or posting itself. By learning all these activities, at the end of the course, we expect participants to be able to create and manage a virtual classroom through the social media platform. Moreover, we also want to build the understanding of the teachers and educators that conducting distance and self-learning in a fun way is possible. So we've arrived at the end of this course introductions. Don't forget to register in our course and let's discover the emerging role of social media and its importance in teaching and learning. Thank you for watching.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sahrani Balkis, for this very good presentation about interactive learning through social media. And ladies and gentlemen, our audience, we already have 3 of our speakers in this first session. The first is about gamification in online learning. The second is about immersive learning. And then the third is we just hear about interactive learning through social media. In this last speaker, we can learn that alternatives platform and the utilization of social media by teachers can be used to increase engagement with your students. Thank you very much, Ms. Sarani Balkis. And then for all the audience, we will have question and answer session, but we will have it after the second session. So we'll have all the 6 speakers present to you, and then we will have the question and answer session after the session 2. In the session 2, we'll have also 3 speakers that will deliver very, very interesting topics to you. But before we go to the second session, we will have some updates and announcement. So I will give time to our MC, Firda. Time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Victor Esvela Botano. Before we go to the next session with 3 more speakers or the question and answer, may I inform you several announcements. First, to claim your certificate, you need to fill out the registration form and the evaluation form. You can see on the screen the link of the form. The certificate will be ready to download on your e-training account on 10 March 2023. You might want to take a screenshot of this lesson on the monitor. Here you can see the official social media account of SEAMOLEC as shown on your screen. Please feel free to follow us and we'll be the first to find out the news info of our programs from these different platforms. Okay, to the next Q&A. May I invite again Mr. Victor Esvela Botano to continue the session. Mr.
Thank you.
Esvela Botano, the time is yours.
Thank you, Firda. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have our 3 speakers, respective speakers that will deliver very, very interesting topics in this session 2. So in this session 2, we'll have Mr. Timbul Pardede will deliver micro learning, the future of the post-pandemic teaching and learning. And then also we'll have Mr. Handi Pradana will deliver robotics, and Mr. Hadi Saputra will deliver UI and UX. So we will have 4 speakers in the session 2, but please don't forget, if you have any question, just write down in the Q&A link. You can find the link in the description or in the YouTube comment section. Our first speaker in this session, I will introduce you to Mr. Timbul Pardede. Mr. Timbul Pardede is our trainer expert in SEAMOLEC. And of course, because he's very experienced, so for now, he's our course analyst. And then also, Mr. Timbul will help us to design some very, very good, very interesting topics of training course for our participants. Mr. Timbul Pardede will deliver microlearning, the future of the post-pandemic teaching and learning. In this presentation, we will learn about what is microlearning in ODL or in open and distance learning, the packaging of the microlearning, and of course, the utilization of learning media. So please, Mr. Timbul Pardede, time is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to see you all here, and thank you for joining the SMILES webinar. My name is Timbul Pardede. Friends call me Tim sometimes. I'm working at training division as an expert. Today, I will introduce one of the 2023 training program with the title Microlearning, the Future of Post-Pandemic Teaching and Learnings. Firstly, we will look what and why of the program, and at the end of the presentation, be open for discussions. The microlearning is the future of post-pandemic based on our reflections in distant learning implementation in pandemic area. We have three core findings about the reflection. The first, the distant learnings is the similar with online learnings. That is the problems, that all activity implementation in class conduct by online. We don't use any kind of the printed one, the module for the self-learning. So use the book as the self-instructional. That is why distant learning is similar with online learning. That is the miss of the open and distant learning. So the teacher or lecturer is move the teaching class to video conference. They only think about the how to teach. So you use the video conference to teach their students. Why I not use the book? Because the students have the printed one, but only teach by video conference. That is one. Second one is the miss of the system on open distance. And the last one is the lost learnings. The competency, the motivation is lost by students to learn by open and distant learning. That is the problem we findings when we conduct the open and distant learning in the pandemic area. From three finding the open and distant learning implementation, but the advantage, the benefit is that we have learning experience when the teacher and the students going with the minimal competency to implement open and distant learning, but only use the ICT. The learning experience first is the class can move to the blended learning systems. In the blended system from the pandemic, there are three components we can use in the blended learning. The first one, the self-instructional material, that is micro contents. We can develop the micro content as the self-instructional and can use for self-learnings as the micro learning model. The teacher is facilitate the system as the tutorial. He conduct tutorial in class face-to-face, and also you can conduct in online tutorial for the students when the student at the home. That is the component as the blended learning, not only the physical class and home, but also the content. The content, which one the content can deliver in class face-to-face, and which one the content can deliver in home by online. That is a self-instructional as the micro content. So we can say the microlearning is the innovation of learning model. The innovation of learning model, because in the pandemic we lost the learning, so we can optimize how the model can conduct after the pandemic. And the second one is digital content packagings. Microlearning is one the model. Micro content is the digital content packaging. That is the two innovation we can found in the post-pandemic. The objective of our program, all the participants we join the program can develop the micro contents based on learning media all of the content is learning media, and 4 self-instructional. As 4 self-instructional in micro learning model, used in micro learning model. So the focus on the content of micro learning, this use for self-instructional. Only bahasa, we can say bahan ajar mandiri, can use micro learning model as a belajar mandiri. That is the objective of the program. The learning experience for the ICT not only for learning the content, but the teacher and the students can use ICT for the create learning experience. Why I say create experience? Because the ICT makes student learning and student learning by ICT. So the whole component, in the target of the objective and the goal of the ICT is learning experience, learning with the ICT, the teacher and the student. That is the point for us how to use the modern micro learning contents is the create learning experience. So micro learning and learning media is 2 points we will discuss to develop in the training. The first, learning media for teaching and learnings. That is the role. Which one the media can use as the micro contents. And the second one, teaching and learning by media, the learning experience, how the teacher develop the content, the micro contents, and the student can learn the micro content for self-instructional. This is the objective for the program. Microlearning actually already first developed by the course program. The provider provide any program, the microlearning like a courses, the short courses, and now in formal education, SEAMOLEC tried to introduce and to develop to help students to have lecture teacher to use microlearning content. In the course program, there's some micro video. They provide short courses in micro video, short courses in infographic, in podcast, and micro blog. That's already initiated by the course program. The provider provides any course. This is open for any people to access the video, graphic, podcast, and micro blog. How about informal education? In informal education, SEAMOLEC introduced the micro media. Micro media is micro video, micro animation, micro graphic, and micro simulation can be standing as micro content. But actually, all the target or the dedicated of the micro content, the micro video, micro animation, micro graphic, micro simulation can be integrated to big micro module that is called e-module. So e-module is called for the any content based on learning media. That's I mean the micro learning content could be a micro video itself, micro animation itself, micro graphic itself, micro simulation itself, or integrate and add to micro module. For example, the micro video. When we develop micro video, focusing on teacher and lecturer, that is different with animation. The teacher is the important content. He delivers the content, and the content is the support. As the method is storytelling, that is micro video. Harmonization of translation visual, teacher lecture speech, and presentation as the supported content. But the duration, we recommend it for 5 and 8 minutes. How to develop the micro video? From the specific objective in our syllabus, we choose which topic can be developed for the content, not all topic. For one specific objective, for example, you have 5 topics, which one the topic you develop the video. That is the micro content. And the second, micro animation. That is different with micro lecturing video, focusing on visualization contents. So this is the lecturer not appear in the video, so only interactive content supporting by dynamic sounds, picture, and text. But the duration only about 30 seconds to 3 minutes. That is the ideal for that when students learn, repeat the content the happy, not too long, and the interactive content. So that is the micro content. The small content from the topic with the specific objective can convert to the micro animation. And then micrographics. Micrographic is the fourth to object learning media. One is comics, one is infographics. Infographics is illustration of data in visual. That is data information, visualization, data information, illustration. For example, for the history, for the procedure, for the about the picture, the animal, the hero can be in one page illustration. That is content from the topics transferred to the graphic. And the second one, comics. Comic visual art consisting image which are commonly combined with text. That is storytelling. The competency of this micrographic is observing. The student when learn micrographic is the critical thinkings. He can observe what is in the visual and analyze, rewrite. After he see the picture, he read the comic, he rewrite what is the inside. Creativity, we can also invite the children to develop the idea or development, the comic and infographic. That is the portfolio. And the last one is collaboration. When the group student who is write the script writing, who is write the picture, who is write the text, who is write the story. So that is the learning experience when the group develop in infographic or also the comics. And the last one is a micro simulation. I will for this slide, I will show the sample of the product. Media simulation microlearning is like a 3D object. You use 3D object like virtual lab, augmented reality, and virtuality. That is a metaverse technology. For example, we can see. When you use the about helicopter, we can not need to bring helicopter to the school. The student not need to go to the airport to see helicopter, but we can provide what is the helicopter by the simulation with 3D. That is what example, the number 8, the picture, number 2, the picture, number C. So we're learning about the technology as the simulation media. That is one sample how the microlearning is only how to introduce helicopter for the students. That is very specific objective. That is a sample for us. And then, when I told you about the media and the micro video, micro animation, micrographic, and micro simulation can be standing for one micro content, but now how to integrate the micro video, micro simulation, micro animation, micrographic to e-module. The dedicate of micro content is e-module. All the content, the learning media is be embedded to the micro module. For example, that is a sample for micro module. So that is the video from the lecture.
Halo,
This is the
Assalamualaikum
objective.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
This is the
Selamat
learning
pagi,
media.
Taruna-taruniku Politeknik Penerbangan Surabaya. Perkenalkan, nama saya Rizaldi Firman Sahamid. Saya dari instruktur program studi Diploma 3 Teknik Pesawat Udara.
And the next
Okay.
this is a virtual
semuanya.
laboratory. That is the VR. And also at the end of the module, we provide the quiz assessment to see the competency of student when he read the e-module. That is more simple. All the learning media can be added to e-module because the e-module is the micro module, micro module learning media base. Okay. When we use in the training program for micro module, micro animation, micrographic, there is some platform can be used, and also micro video like user Prezi, micro simulation, we use Pen 3D, augmented reality, SketchUp, virtual lab and Google Sheet and other. So that is the platform is very user friendly for us. Then we will facilitate the institution, school and university in higher education how to develop micro content as the sub-institutional for students to use the model of open distance learning, self-learnings, the blended learning when the students study at home, and when the student in the school, the teacher already prepare about the tutorial because the student already read the module in the home. So we can provide this model is blended learning by utilize micro learning content in micro learning model. Okay, thank you for was a long presentation. Sorry, I hope you found it valuable. And now that I really appreciate for your interest and attention. Thank you so much. See you on discussion session. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, Pak Timbul, Mr. Timbul Pardede, for very interesting presentation about micro learning. So we already see your presentation, and we can learn about many tools, many tools and many platforms that can help us in create the micro learning, and in the many ways we can adapt it to teaching and learning. Thank you very much, Mr. Timbul Pardede. This is the first presentation in the session 2, and then we still have 2 speakers. We will have second speakers, but before we go to the second speakers, I want to remind all our audience to please, if you have any question, please write down your question in our Q&A link. So if you are looking in the YouTube comment section, just make sure just scroll up or scroll down, and then you can find some announcement from our admin about the Q&A link, or to be easier, just check in the description. In the description or in the, you can find the Q&A link. Okay, we will have the second speakers, Mr. Handi Pradana. Mr. Handi Pradana will deliver about the Internet of Things and robotics. So, the first, Mr. Handi Pradana is our IT officer and then also training instructor in SEAMOLEC. He's also very experienced in Internet of Things and robotics course. And then for now, he will deliver the presentation about the understanding of Internet of Things and robotics, and of course about designing and building the IoT system, and then also the programming IoT and robotics system. Please, Mr. Handi Pradana, time is yours.
Hello everyone, my name is Handi Pradana and I am IT and Knowledge Management Officer at SEAMOLEC. On this occasion, I will try to share related to the Internet of Things and robotics. Why about IoT and robotics? Because it is to meet the challenge in the era of the Industry 4.0 and Society 5.0. Industry 4.0 refers to the latest industrial revolution characterized by digital technology and automation in production and manufacturing processes. Technologies such as the IoT, robotics, and artificial intelligence are used to improve production efficiency, productivity, and flexibility. Industry 4.0 also includes digital technology in supply chain management, marketing, integration, and collaboration between machine, system, and people. Society 5.0, on the other hand, in concepts that lead to integrating technology into everyday life, such as in the transportation system, housing, healthcare, and government. Society 5.0 encompasses the application of digital technology and artificial intelligence to improve the quality of life, while considering society, social, and environmental value. The essential Industry 4.0 and Society 5.0 are concerned with using digital technology to optimize processes and improve the quality of human life. The concept of IoT and robotics. IoT is a concept where an object or a device can be connected to the internet and communicate with other objects or devices. In its application, IoT technology allows various connected devices to access and control remotely via the internet. And the robotics is a field of a science that studies the design, manufacture, and use of robots. Computer programs designed to perform specific tasks can organize and control the robots. IoT and robotics can be interrelated in their application. IoT technology can be used in the robotic control, such as in the automation industry or in applying robotic technology for monitoring or checking certain environments, but also have the potential to facilitate and improve the quality of human life, such as in the fields of health, household automation, agriculture, and other. An introduction to the basic concept of IoT and robotics is important to understand and utilize this technology. Implementing IoT and robotics in learning can provide many benefits, such as facilitating learning, increasing creativity, and preparing students to face future challenges. Here are some examples of IoT and robotics implementation in learning. Modeling robots. A student can learn about design and manufacturing using 3D printing or laser cutting technology. They can design and build different robots and program them to perform specific tasks. And 2. Controlling robot. In science, technology, engineering, and mathematics teaching, students can learn about robot control. They can learn how to control a robot with a remote control or manage its movement using a software program developed by themselves. And 3. How to programming IoT system. Students can learn about IoT technology and how to implement it in learning. They can design and program an IoT system to monitor the environment or the temperature in a classroom or laboratory. And the distant learning. In this pandemic area, IoT technology and robotics can be used to facilitate distant learning. Students can utilize robots to attend virtual classes, follow presentation from teacher or instructor, and interact with classmates. And the last, learning in cybersecurity. Students can learn about cybersecurity by implementing IoT technology and robotics. They can program security system to protect sensitive data and information, or design robots to identify and tracking cyber attacks. Implementation IoT and robotics in learning can provide students with engaging and educational experience. In addition, this technology can also help improve students' ability in problem solving, teamwork, and creativity. Using IoT technology and robotics in learning can benefit students, teachers, and the education system. Here are some of the benefits of using IoT and robotics in learning. 1. Increase the students' interest and motivation. IoT technology and robotics can make learning more interesting and fun for students. This can increase students' interest and motivation in learning and make it easier for teachers to facilitate learning. 2. Improve the technology skill. Students can learn about IoT and robotics technology and develop useful technology skills for the future. This can help students prepare for the demands of an increasingly technology-related world of work. And 3. Enhance creativity. The use of IoT technology and robotics can spark students' creativity. Students can design and build different robots or develop IoT system monitoring temperature or specific environments. 4. Enhance teamwork skills. Students can learn about teamwork by designing and building robots or IoT systems. This can help students to build teamwork skills and prepare themselves to work in teams in the future. And the last, facilitate distant learning. IoT technology and robotics can facilitate distant learning, especially during the current pandemic. Students can attend virtual classes, follow presentation from teacher or instructor, and interact with classmates. The use of IoT technology robotics can provide significant benefits to students and the education system as well. Therefore, it is important for the teachers and educational institutions to utilize this technology in learning optimally. The use of IoT technology and robotics in learning can provide many benefits, but there are also some challenges that need to be overcome. Here are some of the challenges and solutions in using IoT and robotics in learning. The first one, cost. IoT and robotics technology can be expensive and difficult for educational institutions, especially in developing countries. The solution is to find sponsors or collaborative partners who can assist in providing funding as well as expanding the accessibility of technology through the development of open source technology and low cost. The second, limited technology knowledge in teachers and students. Many teachers and students are still unskilled in using IoT and robotics technology. The solution is to provide training and technology skill developments for teachers and students and incorporate technology curriculum into educational programs to strengthen students' understanding. 3. Technical challenge. IoT and robotics technologies require maintenance and technical troubleshooting that can disrupt learning. The solution is to ensure sufficient expert and technical support to manage the equipment. And 4. Security risk. Using IoT technology and robotics can also increase the security risk of student data and information and physical safety risks. The solution is to ensure robust security and privacy systems are in place and ensure the availability and maintenance of safe and reliable equipment. And the last, lack of integrated curriculum. Currently, there are few integrated curriculum for IoT technology and robotics. The solution is to develop an integrated curriculum and integrate this technology into existing subjects, as well as expand the use of these technologies throughout the education sector. Using IoT technology and robotics in learning can be useful for education in today's digital era. By addressing this challenge, educational institutions can maximize the potential of IoT and robotic technology to improve the quality of learning. Practices of using IoT and robotics in learning that have been carried out are as follows. 1. Use a robot to assist classroom learning. Some educational institutions have used robots to assist classroom learning, such as robots that can help teachers in teaching or robots that can help students learn independently. 2. Use of smart board or IoT board. Smart board or IoT board is an interactive whiteboard that can be connected to the internet, so students can access information and learning materials online and interact with learning materials. 3. Use of IoT connected online learning system. Some educational institutions have developed online learning systems connected to the IoT technology, such as learning system integrated with smart homes, where students can control light, temperature, and electronic equipment in their homes as part of learning. 4. Use of VR and AR technology. Virtual reality and augmented reality technologies have been used in learning to provide more interactive and immersive learning experience, such as virtual trips to historical location and laboratory simulation, and another. And the last, use of drones for geography and or environmental science learning. The use of drones in learning can provide a unique and immersive learning experience, such as observing environments that are difficult to reach humans. The use of IoT technology and robotics in learning continues to grow and provides enormous potential to improve the quality of learning. Therefore, it is important for educational institutions and to continue developing practice in using their technology to provide maximum benefits for students and teachers. To operate and maintain IoT and robotic devices, several key skills are necessary, including and 1. Technical knowledge. A fundamental understanding of electronics, sensor, microcontrollers, and computer programming is essential to operate and maintaining IoT devices and robotics. 2. Data analysis. With IoT devices, large amounts of data are generated, and the ability to analyze this data is necessary to optimize the device's performance. 3. Electrical and mechanical skills. Knowledge of electrical and mechanical systems is essential to maintain robotic devices. Knowledge of robotic software and hardware components such as motors, sensors, and actuators is critical to troubleshooting and repairing issues. 4. Problem-solving skills. Operator and maintenance personnel must have problem-solving skills to diagnose and resolve issues with IoT and robotic devices. And the last, programming skills. Understanding programming languages such as Python, C++, and Java is essential for developing and modifying IoT devices and robotic software. The skills required to operate and maintain IoT and robotic devices are continuously evolving, and staying up to date and adapting to the new development is essential to remain competitive. Developing more effective and efficient IoT and robotics applications to address the challenge of Industry 4.0 and Society 5.0 requires a multi-pronged approach. Some strategies that can be employed to achieve this include the first one, collaboration. Collaboration between industry players, academia, and government can help drive innovation and accelerate the development of new and more efficient IoT and robotic applications. And 2. Investment. Research and development are critical to developing more effective and efficient IoT and robotic applications. It can also help reduce the cost of production, making the technology more accessible to a broader range of industries. And 3. Integration. Integration IoT and robotic with other emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence and blockchain can unlock new capabilities and efficiencies in various sectors. 4. Interoperability. Developing standardized protocol and platform that allow different IoT and robotic devices to work together seamlessly can improve efficiency and reduce downtime. And the last, education and training. Providing education and training to operators and maintenance personnel is essential to ensure they have the necessary skills and knowledge to operate and maintain IoT and robotic devices effectively. By adopting this strategy, industry players can develop more effective and efficient IoT and robotic applications to help address the challenge of Industry 4.0 and Society 5.0. For the timeline, the following is the schedule that can be implemented from SEAMOLEC as follows. Okay, here is the timeline of IoT mentoring and robotic training. For IoT mentoring is as follows: 3 days of face-to-face training, 1 month of online mentoring, 2 months for independent product implementation, and the last 1 day for report and evaluation. And for the robotic training, there are only 3 days face-to-face training without assistance. The results of this mentoring and training are expected to produce products that can be implemented in schools or surrounding area. Here is one example. Let's take a look at this video.
Nom Nom a smart home device, an automatic pet feeder based on IoT. Nowadays, people get more activity outside their house, and a lot of them worried about their pet living alone at home, like our teacher experience. We see in Indonesia, a lot of people didn't know and use automatic pet feeder. So we took initiative to make this automatic pet feeder based on IoT to provide easier ways to feed your pet anytime and anywhere.
How to use NomNom is first you have to download the NomNom remote control application by scanning the QR code that is on the NomNom prototype site with the QR scanner. After you scan the QR code, you will be directed to the Google Drive file that contains the NomNom application. Download the application and install it. Now connect the LAN cable to the router in your home so that the NomNom prototype can connect to the internet. Press the power button located in front of the NomNom prototype. Open the NomNom remote control application and there is a manual feed option to feed your pet in real time. And there is a set timer option. You can set a meal schedule for your pet. So don't worry when you leave your pet alone at home. You can do this anytime, anywhere if your smartphone is connected to the internet. And at mealtime, NomNom will automatically feed your pet and give a notification on your smartphone.
So NomNom automatic pet feeder can give you easier ways to feed your pet anytime, anywhere. Thank you for watching our videos. Have a nice day and I hope you enjoy it. See you soon.
Thank you for attention and opportunity. I hope that information I have shared today is beneficial and can help you. If you are interested in IoT and robotics training, please feel free to contact to SEAMOLEC. See you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Handi Pradana, for a very inspired presentation about Internet of Things and robotics. We already learned about the benefits of IoT and robotics in the teaching and learning process, the challenges also about the implementation in the learning process, the skills that need for the implementation, and even we can see also in the last of our presentation about the product or the output of this project. Yeah, thank you very much. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we will have our last but not least speakers, Mr. Hadi Saputra will deliver UI and UX topics. This is very interesting topics because many people now also want to learn about this one. But I want to remind also to all of you, our audience, because after these speakers, we will have our question and answer session. So please make sure you already put your question in our Q&A link in the YouTube comment section or in the description. Mr. Hadi Saputra is a graphic designer and training instructor in SEAMOLEC. In this session, he will deliver a presentation about what UX design is, how it differs from UI design, and also the example of bad and good UX design. Please, Mr. Hadi Saputra, time is yours.
Hello everyone and welcome to SEAMOLEC mini lecture series. My name is Hadi Saputra. I'm a staff member at SEAMOLEC, where I specialize in design and multimedia. And I'm excited to talk to you about our new course that will be offered in 2023 called UX Design Crash Course for high school, college students, and everyone interested in learning UX design. In this session, we will cover what UX design is, how it differs from UI design, examples of bad and good UX, and finally, we will look at the process or steps involved in UX design to give you an idea of these professions. So, why it is important? Why we have to learn UX design? Have you ever thought about how much technology has impacted our lives? Nowadays, digital products have become an essential part of our daily routines. From the use of mobile devices to websites and apps that help us access information and complete tasks. With the continuous advancement of technology, the expectation of users for digital products have also increased. We all want digital products that are user-friendly, easy to use, and can help us with whatever we need. If an application is confusing or difficult to use, we will immediately abandon it and search for something that is easier to use. This is where the importance of UX designers comes into play. With more and more startups emerging, the demand for UX designers continues to increase. But surprisingly, as far as I know, there is still no formal education for these professions yet, making it a great opportunity to break into the field. So, let's get started by asking you a question. Have you ever heard the term user experience design? Take a few seconds to think about it. Type yes or no in the YouTube comment sections. We will love to hear from you. When someone wants to use a product, he needs an interface to interact with the product. For example, if the user wants to buy an item in the applications, the interface will be a button or link to buy it. Then, what does the user feel when using the application? Is it happy? Is it easy to use? Is it hard to find navigation button? That's what is called user experience. We can design good user experience by creating a good user interface design. So in short, UI design is about how a product looks and how users interact with it. UX design is all about creating digital products that user will find useful and enjoyable. The goal is to make the interaction between user and product as seamless and effortless as possible. To achieve this, UX designer need to understand what user wants and need, and then create product prototypes that fulfill those requirements. They also test the product to ensure it's easy to use and meet user expectations. Essentially, UX design is about putting the user first and making sure the product serves their needs. To understand why UX design is important, let's take a look at some examples of bad and good UX. It's something that happens to most of us. I bet you've done it before. Imagine you accidentally send a personal message to the wrong person on WhatsApp applications. Well, no problem, right? You can simply delete it using the delete for everyone feature. Problem solved? Well, actually no. The recipient gets notified that you delete the message, as you can see in the picture. This defeats the purpose of deleting the message in the first place. In fact, this looks way more suspicious and is likely lead to awkward situations. This is an example of bad UX design. Here's another example of bad UX, Netflix autoplay preview features. When you go to the Netflix homepage, trailers for movies and TV shows start playing automatically, which can be super annoying. You might end up watching trailers for shows you don't even care about. While this feature is meant to get you interested in Netflix content, it actually makes for a negative user experience. But don't worry, Netflix has added a setting that lets you turn off this feature, but unfortunately, not everyone knows where to find it. Bad UX can cause frustrations and make people give up on a product. It can be caused by things like confusing layout, slow loading times, and complicated menus. On the other hand, let's talk about a great example of UX design, Netflix Play Next Episode feature. This feature makes it easy to binge watch your favorite TV shows by automatically playing the next episode. It's a big reason why so many people love using Netflix. From a UX design standpoint, it's a great example of well-designed micro-interactions. It's a simple and intuitive process that encourages users to keep using the platform. It's designed with the user in mind, making it easy for them to do what they want with minimal effort. This is a great example of how small design decision can make a big impact on the overall experience and keep people engaged. Good UX design means creating products that are user-friendly, easy to understand, and meet people's needs. Next, I want to show you that UX design is not just for website, apps, or a computer program. It can also be applied to the design of everyday products. Have you ever seen those indicator lights in a parking lot that tell you which spaces are taken and which are available? These lights are part of a parking guidance system that use sensors to detect if a parking space is occupied or not. When a spot is empty, the system activates a green light above it to show that it's available. This system is a great example of a good UX design because it helps drivers find a parking spot more quickly and easily. By improving this aspect of the experience, it's more likely that drivers will return to use the parking facility in the future. Then, how does the process work? What do UX designers do? The method often used is design thinking process. This method can be broken down into 5 steps. The first steps, empathize, is all about understanding the user needs, wants, and pain points. It's like putting yourself in their shoes and seeing the world through their eyes. You need to gather insight through research, interviews, and observations to develop empathy for the user. The next step is define, which is about defining the problem you want to solve. This is where you take the insight you've gathered and use them to define the problem statement. The problem statement needs to be focused and specific so you can come up with solutions that address it. And then ideate. It's the third step, and it's all about generating idea. This is the fun part where you get to brainstorm and come up with as many ideas as possible. The goal is to come up with a wide range of ideas that address the problem statement. Once you have a bunch of ideas, it's time to move on to the fourth step, prototype. This is where you start to turn your ideas into tangible designs. You create low-fidelity prototypes such as sketches or wireframes. The last step is test, which is about testing your prototype with real users. You get feedback from users, learn what works and what doesn't, and refine your design until you have solutions that meet the user needs. In summary, the design thinking process is all about putting the user first, defining the problem, generating a wide range of ideas, testing, and creating a solution that meets the user needs. It's a great way to create a user experience that are both effective and delightful. Finally, this is one of our new courses that we offer in 2023 called the UX Design Crash Course, which is perfect for high school and college students or anyone who wants to learn about UX design and start a career in design or technology. Even if you have no previous experience in this field, you are welcome to take this course. Throughout the course, you'll work on a variety of UX projects, which will form the basis of your portfolio. The course will run for 3 to 4 days, and by the end of it, you'll have a range of projects to showcase your newfound skills. Well, that's it for now. I hope these sessions can give you a glimpse into the world of UX design. If you have any questions or want more information, please feel free to ask during the Q&A sessions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hadi Saputra. Very interesting presentation about the UI and UX, especially about UX. And then also we can see the implementation of the good and the bad UX design. Thank you very much. It's very good, and also will be like a new idea for our high school or university students who wants to like learn something new. Thank you. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we already have our 6 speakers in the 2 session. So the first session, we have Mr. Dona Oktanari, Mr. Aji Wicaksono, and Ms. Sahrani Balkis. And then in the second session, we have Mr. Timbul Pardede, and then Mr. Handi Pradana and Mr. Hadi Saputra delivers their own respective presentation. Now we will have a Q&A session, question and answer session for all speakers. Please be ready because it seems that we have many questions from our audience, and then our team already provide the questions from the question for the first speaker until the 6 speakers, yeah. So we will start from the first questions. Okay, from Dr. Joy Kenneth Salabiasong from Fogtech Academy to Mr. Dona Oktanari. Are gamification important in the teaching and learning process? If yes, why? So please, Mr. Dona.
Oke, terima kasih Pak Victor. Thank you Pak Victor. And thank you to Dr. Joyce Kenneth Salabiaso from Fogtech. The question is about gamification. Is it important or not? Actually, we always try to make learning more interesting for the student. Yeah? And for the gamification, we try to make it interesting, because with gamification, actually, it could be increase the learner engagement, because it's online learning. We hope the gamification become more interactive and engaging, which help the learners to stay focused and motivate through the course, and also they enjoy the challenge and try to do the activities of the activities. And with the gamification, actually it's improved the retention, because gamification using game elements to create more memorable and impactful learning experience, which can help learners to retain information more effective. And gamification also, it's personalized learning. Yeah, gamification allow learners to progress through the course at their own pace. They can see the score. They can see. They can compete with other friends, and they can choose also the learning path that best suits their individual needs and their preference. And it's also with gamification, it's provides real-time feedback. So after the student do the activities, we have like the apps, something like that, that can give the real-time feedback on their progress and performance, and which can help the student to identify which area they have to improve and adjust their learning strategies according to their learning strategies. Actually, for the gamification, it's used for the marketplace and online application apps, yeah, for driving, like giving rate to the store or driver. And there are also like challenges from these apps for the user to get some discount coupon, maybe. Yeah, something like that, Pak Victor. That's respond for the question for Dr. Joy Kenneth Salabiaso. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Dr. Joy for the question, and also for Mr. Dona for the answer. We hope that explanation from Mr. Dona can answer the question completely. We will go to the second question. Second question from Bapak Iwan Maulana from UNS to Mr. Aji Wicaksono. How to develop immersive learning content and how to overcome constraints on the equipment to be used. So, okay, please, Mr. Aji Wicaksono, time is yours.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Victor. I hope you can hear my voice clearly.
So there are two questions in one format, from Mr. Iwan from ENS, right? So the question is how to develop metaphors and how about the constraints about the equipment that we'll be using in the metaverse for immersive learning. So I would like to answer the first one first. How to develop the metaverse for immersive learning. First of all, you have to decide which syllabus that you want to translate into the metaverse, because not all of the syllabus have to translate into the or digitalizing into the metaverse. So you have to choose which one can be translated into metaverse for immersive learning or not. So you have to choose and decide. Or if you want to simplify it and not to be talking about the syllabus, you can use your learning goals or learning objectives. So you have to know your learning objectives, what objectives that you want to teach or you want your students to learn after using the metaverse. So that's the first option. And the second one is to define the media itself. So there's a lot of media, or you can say it about the platform. So here is the media about the platform. So you can decide whether you are using the headsets. We know that right now we are can looking for the metaverse headset in the online shop, or you can use the web-based media metaverse, and maybe a lot of media that will come up in the near future also. So you have to define the media or the platform. That's up to you. And the last is about the assets and content. So for the asset, you need to understand about what your learners needs. So if your learners need a virtual space, so you have to make a virtual space, a 3D virtual space, and the other requirements inside that. And after beside the assets itself, you have to provide content. So there should be contents inside the visual space or the assets that you are providing to the learners. So of course it should be interactive contents. So that's for the first question of the develop metaphors for immersive learning. So for the second questions, what was it again? The constraints about the equipment. Yes, regarding to what I said earlier, that you can constrain the equipment by deciding what platform media for your students. So you have to choose what the platform is, so you can constrain through that. For example, if you think that your learners wouldn't be able to access your metaverse platform from their home, or they have difficulty in internet, something like that, or they don't have the equipment, the high-end equipment, or making high-end equipment, you can designing the metaverse for immersive learning through the web-based media. That will be my answer, Mr. Victor. That's all from me. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Aji Wiciksono, for the answer, and also for Mr. Iwan from ONS for the question. So identification, what I can summary from Mr. Aji is, please do the identification in the beginning, so you understand what you need, and then also about the facility of for this immersive learning. Thank you, and then we go to the third question for the third speaker. From Pak Miftahuddin, Mr. Miftahuddin from UIN Salatiga, to Ms. Sahrani Balkis, what are pros and cons about learning in social media? This is maybe more about the experience, and then also maybe Ms. Sahrani also can say about any inputs or the experience in Indonesia or other countries. Thank you.
Okay, I hope my voice is clear enough.
Clear.
Okay, actually for the pros, we have two answers. For the first one, the social media, it's more engaging since the students can interact with its students and then with the teachers and also with the content itself. And the second one is the content is easier in social media. The content is easier to consume, so the students are easy to get the basic knowledge. Yeah, only the basic one. So the teacher should or have to direct the students to learn or read from the main resources. Yeah. So the social media is aimed to make like a teaser content for the students. So before the students go to the main resource or to read the whole information about certain topics, they can get the basic information or knowledge about that topic from the social media. Yeah. And what about the cons? In the social media, we think it's distracting. Yeah. For example, students may be tempted to check other social media accounts and information rather than check their own social media accounts. Yeah. So this is my answer for the question. Thank you very much for Mr. Miftahudin.
Thank you, Ms. Arani Balkis, for the answer, and thank you also for Mr. Miftahudin from UIN Salatiga for the question. So we will go to the fourth question. I believe this is also for the fourth. Oh, still for the third speaker. No? Okay, maybe this. Okay, we can go. Yes, fourth question for the fourth speaker from Mr. Ahmadi from Ahlia University to Mr. Timbul Pardede. The question is, how about for the pedagogy? This is regarding the micro learning. How about for the pedagogy? Do you use any learning method to maximize the micro learning media, the micro media? Because it's only media. It's just like we get materials from the website. Any example? This is maybe example about the implementation of the pedagogy. Please, Mr. Timbul Pardede.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. Pak Almadi. Yeah, I will give you the example also with the process of the micro learning content development. When we create the micro media, memang we should go to the methodology pedagogy. The first, the teacher design the blended learning first before developing the micro media as content. So we go with the learning design who was developed. The student is the normative in the school. So we create innovative the syllabus, how to make the blended learning design. The second one, that is a sample of procedure. The blended learning design, write clearly which one the micro media as the content using as self-instructional material for student independent learning, and which one delivered by the content in face-to-face school or class. So this is not clear. The learning design so create mapping which the content for the school, which the content for the home when student learning independent. Before choosing the learning media for the micro content, we need to understand first the role of each learning media. The role, which one for the visualization, which one for the graphic, which one the simulation. So the learning media could standing as micro media with the right objective. Same before we write the design, it's the specific objective. We write down the topic which one the micro content. That's so clear. The content micro with the objective. So that is so clear about the design. Therefore, the short micro media is developed in short contents. The specific micro media is developed in short content by chunking from the big contents, focusing in specific competency. So we put the small competency and create in the micro media. Those students can learn by per competency, and we can repeat and repeat in flexible learning. And the last, for the example, the micro media is standing for enrichment and strengthening, taken from the existing module. So the objective to develop for this module, micro media standing as the fun instructional material which motivate the student learning with focusing in small competency. I think that is the 5 sample procedure, Mr. Victor, when we develop the micro content. So we go with the syllabus clearly for blended content. and which one the role of learning media. That is the methodology. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Timbul Pardede, for the very comprehensive answer, and then also for Mr. Al-Mahdi for the question. Okay, we will go to another question. We still have some question. To Mr. Handi Pradana, what are some examples of real-life Internet of Things case studies, and how have they impact different industries? Okay, Mr. Handi Pradana.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Victor. I want to answer the question, what are some example of real-life IoT case study and how they impact different industry? Okay, there are several example of real-life IoT case studies that have impact different industry. For instance, in the agriculture industry, IoT sensor can monitor soil moisture, temperature, and humidity, allowing farmers to optimize irrigation, reduce water usage, and increase crop yields. In the energy industry, IoT device can monitor energy usage in real time, enabling homeowners and business to reduce consumption during peak hours, manage a renewable energy source, and lower costs. In the healthcare industry, IoT device can monitor patient vital signs, enabling doctors to provide remote monitoring, improve diagnosis, and reduce the hospital stays. And the logistic, IoT sensor can track shipments, monitoring inventory levels, and optimize supply chain operation, enabling business to reduce costs, improve delivery times, and increase customer satisfaction. Finally, in the smart cities, IoT device can monitor traffic flow, air quality, public safety, enabling city planners to optimize infrastructure, reduce congestion, and enhance public service. Okay, overall, this IoT case study have had a positive impact in various industry, increasing efficiency, reducing costs, and improving sustainability, while also leading to development of new business models and enabling new ways of working. Thank you, Mr. Rick.
Thank you, Mr. Handi, for a very detailed explanation about the real-life Internet of Things study or implementation, especially in supporting the industry. We still have another question, yes, from Mr. Ryan to Mr. Yusmar Hadi. Can UX design be applied to physical products, or is it only for digital products? Okay, Mr. Hadi, please, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the questions from Ryan. Yeah, I don't know it's Mr. or Miss. But the answer is yes. UX design can be applied to physical and digital too. So, as I mentioned before, I gave an example of a parking lot lights guidance. All right, in the presentations, it uses UX design principle. The designer should be thinking about what user feel and trouble finding a parking spot. It's very trouble when you looking parking spot in the mall area or in the building, right? So the designer will be thinking about the user and how to make it more easy for finding the parking spot. Another example is car dashboard. So it's designed to be more accessible, right? Not confusing while you are driving. So in general, the principle of UX design is to understanding the user need and testing the design with the user. So it can be used, it can be applied to design for physical and for product. So for product design, to be exactly. So I think that's the question, the answer. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Hadi Saputra. That's very good example of the implementation of UX design in the physical product. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, do we have any other question? Oh, we still have question from Ibu Maria Iska from SMP Negeri 23 Surakarta to Mr. Dona Oktanari, our first speaker. What applications can we use to make games in education? So this is regarding the application. So please, Mr. Dona, can answer this question.
Okay, thank you Ibu Bapak Victor. Thank you Ibu Maria Iska from SMP Negeri 23 Surakarta. Actually, the question is about what application can we use to make games in education. Related to my presentation and the course that will be held by SEAMOLEC, gamification in online learning. Actually, we do not develop a game. We do not make a game. Actually, gamification and game development involve the use of game elements, but it's different concept. The gamification involve the use of game elements like points, badges, leaderboards, storytelling, the non-game activities. Like it's to make the activities more engaging and interactive. And but we can use the application also, like I already mentioned before. With Moodle, there are some application like Level Up, 5P, and STES. It will help us to embed the gamification in online learning. But if you don't have a Moodle in your institution, we also can use the Google Classroom also. We can integrate with Google Slide, Google Sheet, Quizlet, or the great application. I think it's generally it's very good to make the gamification happen in our online learning. So we do not make the game, but we use the game element into the learning. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dona Oktanari. So the answer is gamification is not game-based learning, yeah. So not like playing a games, but adapt some of game elements in the teaching and learning. Thank you very much, Mr. Dona. And then we still have. I think there are some question also to Mr. Aji. How is it possible for metaverse to integrate into education? Wow. How is it possible? Please.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Victor. So the possibilities, basically, I already answered at the questions before. But how is it possible? Is to creating you can decide we cannot say is it platform or not, but you have to decide what type of metaverse that going integrate into the educations. So we have some categories. So for example, you have to decide which one is which one do you want to develop with your metaverse. For example, we have a virtual classroom. So if you ever seen a game or an applications that look like a Roblox, so that's basically that virtual space based on metaverse that you can do for immersive learning also. And for the second things, you can have or designing an immersive or metaverse for immersive simulation. So you are designing a simulation based on metaverse experience. And the next one is the one that Mr. Dona explained already. We have a gamification of learning. So we can integrate the metaverse, of course, with gamification. So basically all of these experiences is based on the gamifications also. And the last one is because metaverse is technology that exists from the technologies that already exist before. For example, AR and VR, we can include the VR experience to this also. For example, the virtual trips, or we call it in SEAMOLEC virtual tour 360. and that will be the possibility that you can think of if there are any question regarding to that. That's all for me, Mr. Frick. Thank you for the questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Aji Wicaksono, for the answer for the question of the implementation of immersive learning. Yeah, thank you. And then we still have, I think, 2 or 3 questions from Pak Mawali Ahmad, Mr. Mawali Ahmad to Ms. Sahrani Balkis. What kind of social media we can use for learning? If we use like Instagram, actually it's for personal and institution. Do we have to make account for subject? Please, Ms. Sahrani.
Thank you very much for the questions. Um, it depends on the needs of the class actually. Yeah, we can manage one class, one account, for example. So every subject in this class have to plan the schedule to post. For example, like we have subject for biology. They have to the teacher of the biology can have to plan when they have to post in the social media. But it means every teacher for the subject for this class have to schedule or have to discuss while planning the post schedule. So when the biology have to post the content and while the mathematics have to post the content, and the schedule also have to share to the students so the students aware or alert get some alert about what should I say, they have the notification and know the schedule and know every day schedule of the subject. That's all my answer for the question. Thank you very much, Mr. Victor.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Sahrani Balkis. We hope that Ms. Sahrani can answer completely your question, Mr. Mawali Ahmad. And then we will have question from Mr. Muhammad Alif to Mr. Timbul Pardede. How to measure the effectiveness of microlearning as self-instructional materials in independent learning by students? Please, Mr. Timbul.
Yeah, this is very good question because the question is about the micromedia is developed on the self-instructional materials. How to measure? That is two models. How to measure the micromedia as the self-instructional material in independent learnings. First, we provide assessment on each micromedia or micro module. We can micro video, micro graphic, or micro student. And each of slide or each of presentation, we provide the assessment, the quiz of others. The assessment to measure the competency, not only for the understanding, not only for what and how, but for the observing level. In observing level, in critical thinking, by giving the feedback. The model of the feedback for students that we measure how the competency for the students. Though the assessment not about dogmatic for like multiple choice A, B, C, D, or the sample assessment is what is and how is. The sample is very inside the content to give the feedback to students. The second ones, how to make measurement. The measurement could be conducted by tutorial. When we conduct tutorial in online or tutorial in face-to-face, we conduct the discussions. The discussion with the specific topic with the content the learn first student in the home. We give the content, please students, you can read this topic about the video, for example, and tomorrow in school we can discussion. We can make the mission for the understanding for the student. Or when we conduct the FICON and tutorial, we not deliver the content, but we provide discussion about the micromedia content. I think that's all, Mr. Fick.
Thank you very much, Mr. Timbul. I can summarize that by two, assessment and then tutorial. We can measure the effectiveness. Okay, I think we still have one last question. Okay, last question from Ibu Aziza, Polytechnic Brunei, Darussalam, for Mr. Timbul Pardede. What tools do you use for the ebook? Okay, please, Mr. Timbul.
Yeah, the technology is growing very fast. In the last, we used the Precicom, praze.com. Now we move to the called Canva, CANVA, VA, Canva.com. So this is our platform now to develop for e-module, but not only for e-module, we also provide for micro video, for micrographic and others. The Canva is provide any learning media as the contents. That is nice, user friendly. That's open source. So we can use this the platform. We introduce this platform to school and higher education. Very easy to learn for the teacher to follow our training. So now we use the Canva.com. But my friend also tell me that is some also the same with Canva, that is called Studio Polotno.com. That is the same platform. So we can use Canva.com, Prezi.com, and StudioPolotno.com. I think the three tools we can use the micro media and also micro book like a module or ebook. Thank you, Mr. Top.
Thank you, Mr. Timbul. Very detailed explanation and also the example of our application that we can use for e-module. And then with this last question, we will end our question and answer session. We already have, I think, around 9 or 10 questions for our 6 speakers, and then all the questions also already answered with the very comprehensive answer, and we hope that the answer from the speakers can be like satisfy all of our audience. And then with the end of this question and answer, also the end of my parts in as a moderator for the first question and the first session and second session of the presentation. I'm very grateful, and also thank you very much for the all audience that already pay attention, for the all the speakers, and also very active in our YouTube comment section. We can see many feedbacks in our YouTube comment section, and also the question and answer. Of course, we are sorry if we cannot put all of the question in this session. And thank you also very much for all the speakers, for the 6 speakers, for a very good presentation. And then we hope that we can follow up this question and answer with our audience in the later. And then I also say sorry if during our first session and second session there are some mistakes that we had. That also we hope that it's okay for you all the audience. Thank you very much, and then I will give back to our MC Firda. Please, Firda.
Thank you to our moderator, Mr. Victor Eswela Botano, who has led facilitated the session engaging and informative. Moving on to our next agenda, I would like to invite Ms. Cahya Kusumarati, the Deputy Director for Program of SEAMOLEC, for summary and closing. Ms. Cahya Kusumarati, time is yours.
Thank you, Mbak Firda. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, participants of our SEAMOLEC mini lecture series or SMILES. It gives me great pleasure to be here today to mark the launch of the SEAMOLEC new courses for 2023. Not only that, but today we also mark a significant milestone in SEAMOLEC's history and celebrate the achievements that have been made over the past 26 years. We are proud to offer a range of innovative and dynamic courses that will enable learners across Southeast Asia to acquire new knowledge and skills. There are 15 online and on-site courses that are ready for all Southeast Asia educators in 2023. Some of those courses are also dedicated to students, such as simulation-based microlearning contents, UX design crash course, and Internet of Things. 5 of those online courses will be delivered in English every 2 months. Those are marked in blue on my slide. The first course is gamification in online learning, which will be open in April. Interactive learning through social media will be available in June. Interactive virtual class in August. Simulation-based microlearning contents in October. And the last is video-based microlearning contents in November. However, due to technical limitations, some of those courses are only available in our on-site training in SEAMOLEC. Those are UX design crash course, robotics, and data science, R programming. Other courses are presentation design, graphic-based microlearning, Internet of Things, Office application 365 in classroom, Chromebook in classroom, digital learning content with HTML5, and interactive presentations learning media. This training will be available in our online and on-site training and are dedicated to Indonesian educators. Yeah. At SEAMOLEC, we believe that education is a powerful tool for transforming lives and building stronger, more resilient communities. That's why we are committed to providing high quality, accessible to Southeast Asia learners. Our new courses for 2023 reflect these commitments as they have been designed to meet the evolving needs of learners in the regions. From technology and innovation to pedagogy, our courses cover a broad range of topics that are critical to building a brighter future for Southeast Asia. For any individuals who want to join our courses, you may get the schedule and further information about those courses on our social media. Please connect with us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and also Instagram. We will also update the complete list of our 2023 training on our SEAMOLEC website and on our headquarter website at SEAMEO. If you are also interested in conducting on-site courses in your institutions, you may share also your interest by sending an official email to our secretariat. In this opportunity, I would like to thank also to our partners, collaborators, and especially for you, all educators, for your unwavering support for SEAMOLEC. Your commitment to education and your belief in the power of technology to transform lives has been instrumental in helping us achieve our missions. We will continue to work closely with you to develop various innovative solutions that will enable us to reach more learners and create more opportunities for them to succeed. For sure, our work does not stop here. As we launch these new courses, we are also looking ahead for the future. We know that there are still many challenges that must be addressed to ensure that every learner in Southeast Asia has access to quality of education. We must together continue to embrace innovation and creativity to address the challenges that lie ahead. We must work collaboratively to create a more equitable and accessible education system for all. And we must remain steadfast in our commitment to promoting quality education in Southeast Asia. Finally, I would like to thank all of you for joining us today to celebrate SEAMOLEC anniversary and the launch of SEAMOLEC new courses for 2023. We are excited to embark on this new journey together, and we look forward to continuing to work with you to create a brighter future for Southeast Asia learners. So thank you very much, and see you again.
Thank you, Ms. Cahya Kusumarati. Before we close the webinar, may I announce the winner of SEAMOLEC testimonial competition. We conducted this competition through our Instagram account. Many have participated. We choose these 10 best entries as the winner. Winners will be receiving exclusive merchandise from SEAMOLEC. Congratulations to all the winners. Please contact our Instagram account to claim the prize. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have come to the end of this webinar. Thank you everyone for joining us today for this insightful webinar. We hope that you have gained valuable knowledge and insight from our distinguished speakers and moderator. Don't forget to claim your certificate. You may first register to this registration link before 3 March 2023 and fill out a questionnaire link provided here before 7 March 2023. We would like to extend our appreciation to all of our speakers for sharing the news course topics of SEAMOLEC with all webinar participants. We also thank our audience for your active participation and engagement in this event. We look forward to seeing you in our future event. Have a great day.
It's time to open our eyes to a bright and promising future. We'll rise to the call of the times and create a stronger tomorrow. Let's start to make a difference, teaching everyone to learn through science, health, and technology. We will share our expertise. By promoting knowledge and policies, we can build a better world. Let us take a stand for our visions of hope, bringing future west for the people to grow in a life filled with happiness and dreams. Building the future is our legacy. We'll achieve our goals through partnership, creating opportunity.